back. Got a Jackson dinky this time. And matte black. This is one of the fairly low-end guitars. It's not too bad for what it is. I mean, you could definitely get worse. I mean, you could get a Rogue or a Lucero, whatever it's called, or an Esteban. And Harley Benton, you can get a Harley Benton too. Harley Bentons really aren't all that great. They have their own problems. They actually have more problems usually, I think, than most cheaper brands. But anyway, this isn't about Harley Benton. This thing is pretty cool. Ebony board. I don't think that's real ebony, but hey, I could be wrong. Nickel frets. It looks like pearloid, maybe. It's shark fin inlays. Pretty typical Jackson. I always like these inlays. They're not bad. With the really pointed headstock. Let's take a look at the back. You notice this one actually has a back cover on it to the trim cavity. I always take those off, but I'm trying to sell this one, so I found it. It's made in China, and Chinese guitars aren't always that bad. They can be really bad. Look at Harley Benton. But most of the time they're really not. Ooh, listen to that. Fender style bridge. They have their own Jackson electronics. I don't really think there's anything really specific between these pickups. $14 in the bridge, 5 in the middle, and 7 on the neck. Now these guitars go for around $200 brand new, which really isn't that bad for a decent guitar. In fact, that's probably the range that you should look at if you're a beginner. I also have a couple of single coils that I hand wound. They're not traditional single coils, as they have an Alnico magnet versus neodymium. Usually on a single coil the poles are magnet, not this. But yeah, so I hand wound these. I used some plain enamel, and those both read around 7 ohms. They're pretty standard for a single. They're alright. All this is gonna go up on reverb. Alright, let's get into how it sounds. Alright, so the neck is actually pretty comfortable. I probably would say this is a U shape. It's a pretty standard finish on the back. So can't really go wrong with what's on the back of the neck. Feels pretty good. It's pretty easy to play. It's the bridge pickup. Bridge is reading 14 ohms. Middle 5 ohms. Now the neck is reading like 7. Alright. Now one little fact tidbit of information for you. One thing I learned recently is that the way Jackson came about was Grover Jackson was working at Charvel, and Randy Rhoads came up to him with a specific with his flying V, and Grover Jackson didn't know whether he wanted it to be under the Charvel brand, Charvel name. Of course, they're all under Fender now, so I don't know if it matters so much nowadays, but so he didn't want the Rhoads V under his name, so he just put Jackson at the headstock. So that's probably one of the reasons why you're never going to see a Jackson prior to like 70s, 79, 78 maybe. And the only ones would be Rhoads, his guitars. Because his guitar was the first one with the Jackson name on it in any way. So that's a little bit of fact tidbit for you. These guitars are pretty cool. They feel pretty good. I don't know if they're like professionally for professionals to go up on stage with, but fuck, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't really give a shit. You know, if I can get a gig and this is what I'm playing, I guess this is what I'm gonna have to play. Yep, Jackson Dinky. Can't go wrong with it.